I just got to the bit where Saruman is saying, to Sauron, Rohan is ready to fall. He decided to burn the forest of Fangorn, feed the fires day and night and build a dam, blah blah blah. And the reason I'm doing the recording at this point is because now all the characters have been reintroduced. We've had Merry and Pippin. We know they're alive, they're with the Uruk-hai, being taken to Isengard. We know that Legolas, Gimli and Aragorn are in pursuit. 3 days and nights pursuit, as Gimli said. And we also know that Frodo and Sam have just picked up Gollum as their guide and are trying to go through that maze of ragged rocks, which I can't remember the name of. Anyway, so that's what's happened so far. The reason I decided... Sorry, already said that. What I think of the characters so far, I've been reintroduced into the movie. The start was great, as I've already put. Frodo and Sam, we've already got their relationship, you know, they're solid and that they're really close to one another. We'll get into that a bit later. We've seen the first introduction of Gollum, and we've seen that he has a split personality disorder. We haven't seen to what extent that is yet, but it's there. And other than that, the characters haven't actually been introduced that much. Like I said, Aragorn, Gimli and Legolas haven't really been introduced at all, except that we now know where they are and what they're doing. Same with Merry and Pippin, we know where they are and what they're doing. It is still very early on in the movie though. What I think of it so far, has this got me interested? Has this made me want to sit and think, I want to watch the rest of this movie now? I've started it, I want to watch the rest. Has it made me do that? Frodo and Sam did, and I think that's why I spent so much time with them at the start of the movie. Other than that, no, not really. It's sort of been more of a... Actually, like Benny said in his review of Fellowship, it does follow Tolkien's writing quite a lot, and Tolkien's writing, as I said, is very up and down, Shakespeare uses, but his is also quite all over the place, because he likes to explain everything. Because you've got to remember, when he wrote this whole world, this whole adventure was in his head, and he wanted you to get just as clear a picture of everything that was happening as he did when he thought about it. So he has a lot of descriptions, a lot of explanation, he has a lot of things going on, a lot of references, and that's great. I love how immersive the book was. But then you make that into a movie, and if you try and follow that immersive theme, you can get lost very easily. Or the opposite can happen, which is what's happening here, is you can have a lot of scenes where not a lot happens. It's not so much in this movie. The Two Towers doesn't have that problem so much, but Return of the King does to an extent. So you have to, but I see the reason. It's at the end, so you have to explain a few things that happen at the end. Otherwise, you're not really going to get the ending completely. You're going to have too many questions. But it did do it a lot at the start. I agree with Benny about that one, and it can be a real nightmare for a viewer because you can get lost so easily if you've missed something. Equally, you can sit through like half an hour's worth, and it doesn't really mean anything in context of the rest of the movie. And you think, what was the point of that? So now I'm seeing a load of dead horses on the screen. That's not a good sign. This is a battle where they find the prince alive but dying. So I'm gonna play it now, and I'll get back to you later.